Hello everyone. Although millions of people from Asia live, work, and study in the U.S., things might change in 2025. The new U.S. administration is planning to tighten immigration policies, including possible visa bans or restrictions on certain Asian countries. In today's video, we'll explore the list of 10 Asian countries under scrutiny, the reasons behind these measures, and the potential impact on people and international relations. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our latest updates. Now let's get started. 10. Tajikistan. Tajikistan ranks 10th on the list of countries. The new U.S. administration is considering restricting entry from in 2025. The main reason is that Tajikistan's passport and travel document system is seen as weak, combined with limited cooperation in accepting deported citizens. The U.S. suspects that Tajikistan issues documents to individuals with unclear identities, making security screening difficult. Additionally, Tajikistan often delays or even refuses to take back people deported from the U.S., putting significant pressure on the immigration system. Because of this, the U.S. government may freeze visa issuance, increase screening, and restrict entry for Tajik citizens. This will affect students, workers, and families trying to reunite in the U.S. As a result, Tajikistan could lose out on development opportunities by having fewer people studying and working in the U.S. Its citizens will face more travel difficulties, and many families may be separated. Can Tajikistan improve cooperation to avoid these restrictions? What do you think about this policy and its impact on the people of Tajikistan? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Uzbekistan ranks 9th on the list of countries the new U.S. administration is considering restricting entry from in 2025. The main reasons involve security concerns and cooperation in managing travel documents. The U.S. has found that Uzbekistan's passport system has significant vulnerabilities, making identity verification difficult. Additionally, Uzbekistan has not fully cooperated in accepting citizens who violate U.S. immigration laws, placing a heavy burden on the immigration system and increasing costs for the U.S. If these restrictions are implemented, thousands of students, workers, and those hoping to reunite with family will be seriously affected. This could be a major setback for Uzbekistan's social and economic development, limiting opportunities for study and work in the U.S. Can Uzbekistan improve its security systems and cooperate better with U.S. authorities to avoid these restrictions? Do you think this policy is fair and effective? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Nepal ranks 8th on the list of countries the new U.S. administration is considering restricting entry from in 2025. The main reasons are the weaknesses in document management and limited cooperation on deportation cases. The U.S. believes Nepal has not demonstrated effective cooperation in accepting deported citizens, increasing the burden on the U.S. immigration system. Additionally, Nepal's travel documents are considered insecure, making security screening more difficult. If these restrictions are implemented, many Nepali students, workers, and families will face challenges obtaining visas, studying abroad, or settling in the U.S. This will not only directly impact the lives of Nepalis, but could also slow down Nepal's social and economic development. Can Nepal improve cooperation and document management to avoid these restrictions? What do you think about the impact of this policy on the Nepali community in the U.S.? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Bangladesh ranks 7th on the list of countries the new U.S. administration is considering restricting entry from in 2025. The main concerns stem from security issues and cooperation in handling deportation cases. The U.S. believes Bangladesh has not fully met its responsibilities in accepting citizens who violate U.S. immigration laws, putting significant pressure on detention centers and immigration courts. Additionally, Bangladesh's passport and document system is seen as insufficiently secure and transparent, making identity verification difficult. If these restrictions are applied, thousands of Bangladeshi students, workers, and families will face major barriers in obtaining visas and settling in the U.S. This will not only directly impact the lives of Bangladeshi people but could also slow down the country's economic and social development. Can Bangladesh improve its document system and cooperation to avoid these entry restrictions? What do you think this policy's impact will be on the Bangladeshi community in the U.S.? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Bhutan ranks 6th on the list of Asian countries that could face U.S. travel restrictions in 2025, surprising for a peaceful, low-profile nation known more for its gross national happiness than its GDP. So why would a country with no major conflicts or security threats be on this list? According to U.S. officials, the main issue lies in Bhutan's limited administrative capacity to handle deportation cases and verify the identities of its citizens. The U.S. claims that Bhutan lacks a clear system to accept deported nationals, which complicates immigration enforcement efforts. On top of that, Bhutan doesn't maintain full diplomatic relations with many countries, including the U.S., making cooperation slow and ineffective. If restrictions are put in place, Bhutanese students, workers, and families hoping to reunite in the U.S. could face serious obstacles. The numbers may be small, but each individual has a dream, and that dream may now be blocked by bureaucratic and political barriers. Can Bhutan improve its cooperation and systems for managing its citizens abroad? Or will the door to the U.S. temporarily close for one of the world's happiest nations? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Cambodia ranks 5th on the list of Asian countries the new U.S. administration is considering for visa restrictions in 2025. But this time it's not because of war or terrorism, it's about lack of cooperation and human rights concerns. According to U.S. officials, Cambodia has repeatedly refused or delayed the repatriation of its citizens who have violated U.S. immigration laws. Without the ability to deport these individuals, America's detention centers and immigration courts are becoming overwhelmed. But that's not the only issue. Cambodia is also criticized for lacking transparency in its passport system, and more seriously for its poor human rights record. This includes cracking down on political opposition, suppressing media, and violating personal freedoms. The U.S. argues that a country that doesn't respect basic human rights cannot be trusted to uphold a safe and reliable visa process. If the restrictions move forward, thousands of Cambodians could lose opportunities to study, work, or reunite with family in the U.S. The Cambodian American community is concerned too. Will their loved ones back home still have a chance to come to the U.S.? For Cambodia, such a policy could damage its global reputation, strain bilateral ties, and even impact remittance flows from abroad. Will the Cambodian government take action by cooperating on deportations and addressing human rights issues to keep the door to America open? What do you think? Is this policy necessary or too harsh? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Pakistan ranks 4th on the list of Asian countries that could face strict U.S. visa restrictions in 2025, with national security cited as the top concern. For years, U.S. officials have accused Pakistan of harboring extremist and terrorist groups. While Islamabad claims to be cooperating in counterterrorism efforts, Washington argues that cooperation has been limited and insufficient. But the issue goes beyond security. The U.S. also criticizes Pakistan's lack of transparency when it comes to verifying visa applicants. Incomplete records, unreliable databases, and cases of unverifiable identities raise serious red flags. As a result, U.S. authorities say issuing visas to Pakistani nationals poses a security risk, with dangerous individuals potentially slipping through the cracks. And there's more. When Pakistani nationals violate immigration laws or commit crimes in the U.S., their government has often refused to take them back. This stalls deportations and adds financial and legal strain to the American immigration system. If the new U.S. administration moves forward with tighter restrictions, the consequences could be severe. thousands of Pakistani students might lose their chance to study at top U.S. universities. Skilled professionals, engineers, doctors, tech experts may struggle to renew their work visas, and families split across continents could face indefinite separation. This wouldn't just affect individuals, it could also seriously damage diplomatic ties between Washington and Islamabad. Supporters of the policy argue that protecting U.S. national security must come first. Critics warn it could harm America's global reputation and long-term relations with Pakistan. So what's the way forward? Will Pakistan step up cooperation, improve identity verification, and accept its deported citizens? Or is the country heading into a new era of strained relations and closed doors with the United States? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Coming in at number 3 is Myanmar, a country in crisis now facing possible U.S. visa restrictions in 2025. The main reason: the collapse of democracy and ongoing human rights abuses. Since the military coup in 2021, Myanmar has descended into chaos, violent crackdowns on protests, mass arrests, and widespread armed conflict. In the eyes of Washington, a country spiraling into instability can't be trusted to properly verify the identities of its own citizens. One of the biggest concerns for U.S. authorities is this: Myanmar's passport and security systems are no longer considered reliable. On top of that, the military regime has routinely refused or delayed accepting deported citizens, especially those who overstayed visas or committed crimes in the U.S. This has complicated deportation efforts and added significant pressure to America's immigration system. So what happens if these restrictions go into effect? Thousands of Myanmar students may lose their chance to study in the U.S. Workers already living legally in America could be denied visa renewals, and families hoping to reunite may find themselves separated indefinitely. Even more concerning for refugees from Myanmar, especially persecuted minorities like the Rohingya, this could be devastating. For many, the U.S. has been one of the last safe havens left. Human rights organizations are urging the U.S. government to distinguish between the military regime and ordinary citizens, warning that innocent people shouldn't suffer for the actions of an oppressive government. So here's the big question: should the U.S. close its doors in the name of security, or open a humanitarian path for those who desperately need protection? For Myanmar, everything is now uncertain. Opportunity, safety, and its relationship with the United States all hang in the balance. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 2 on the list is Laos, a quiet, peaceful country in Southeast Asia that's unexpectedly finding itself at the center of America's immigration policy debate in 2025. So what's going on? The issue isn't war. It's not terrorism either. It all comes down to something that seems simple: passports and personal documentation. U.S. officials have accused the Laotian government of having a weak and non-transparent passport system, even suggesting that individuals with unclear identities or fake documents have been able to obtain visas and enter the U.S. That's a major red flag for Washington, which sees this as a serious security risk, because if you can't verify who someone really is, how do you keep the country safe? But it doesn't stop there. The situation gets even more tense when it comes to deportations. The U.S. says Laos has repeatedly refused to take back its own citizens, including those who overstayed visas, broke U.S. laws, or lost their legal status. And when a country won't accept its deported nationals, the U.S. is forced to detain them for extended periods, putting a huge strain on the immigration system, costing taxpayers millions and dragging out legal proceedings. The result: Laos may soon face strict visa restrictions or even suspensions. But this isn't just a matter of politics, it's personal for thousands of Laotians in the U.S. Parents may no longer be able to visit their children. Students could lose scholarships. Legal workers might be trapped in limbo, unable to renew their status. And for a country like Laos, which relies heavily on remittances and overseas education, a U.S. visa crackdown could deliver a serious blow to its economy and society. At this point, it's no longer a question of if restrictions will happen, but whether the Laotian government is willing to fix its passport system and improve cooperation with the U.S. That answer is still up in the air. What do you think? Should the U.S. enforce these restrictions, or should there be a better solution? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Number 1 on the list is Turkmenistan, a secretive Central Asian nation now facing the possibility of U.S. entry restrictions in 2025. The main reason, a lack of transparency in passport and identity document management. U.S. officials accuse Turkmenistan of not having a secure passport issuance system, which could allow fake or unclear identities to slip through. This raises serious national security concerns in the U.S., as authorities struggle to fully verify the identities of incoming travelers. On top of that, Turkmenistan has been criticized for slow or non-cooperation in accepting deported citizens. When a country refuses to take back those who violate U.S. immigration laws, it puts huge financial and administrative pressure on the U.S. immigration system. As a result, the U.S. government is considering strict measures including visa suspensions and entry restrictions for Turkmen citizens. These policies would directly impact thousands of Turkmen students, workers, and families with ties in the U.S. Moreover, Turkmenistan's economy could suffer from reduced remittances, investments, and cultural or educational exchanges. The big question remains, can Turkmenistan improve its citizen management and strengthen cooperation with the U.S. to ease these tensions? Only time will tell. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think about these decisions by the U.S. government? Do you believe this is the right way to protect national security, or could it lead to unintended consequences? Drop a comment below. Tell us if your country is on this list and what you think immigration policies should look like in the future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our latest videos. See you in the next one.